Good morning. Could you please introduce yourself?
Yep, I'm Paula, mother of Joey and Charlie.
What were the complaints that you were seeking help for from Jaya?
Yeah, when Charlie started going to kindergarten, the teacher was very concerned about a few things. He was doing lots of rocking and lots of pacing of the floor, up and down, up and down, up and down. And he would also do a lot of humming and a lot of flapping. So the teacher was concerned because he didn't seem to have a lot of the skills that they expected of a kindergartner, and she was basically suggesting that he had Asperger's.
What do you have?
Asperger's.
I see.
Yeah, so that's why I had to go to one for it.
That's right.
Now, since autism and the related condition itself is something difficult to describe or understand and presents itself slightly differently in every patient, could you describe a little bit more clearly the symptoms Charlie was showing?
Yep, well, he was delayed in speech and a lot of the motor planning things, but that was subsequently described as dyspraxia rather than the autism. But he did, as I said, flapping, he did a lot of pacing up and down, making humming noises. He found it really difficult to get on with children.
Yeah.
He was very good with adults, but in hindsight he was quite reclusive. He didn't actually mix, he just preferred to be with his mum and dad. So I mean, sleep was always good, but even when he was sleeping, he was doing that rocking. We could hear him. He was just very stiff in the whole body. Like you could see when he walked, it was very stilted, like there was no flow of how he walked. The flapping was difficult, and he would also go like this all the time.
Like repetitive movements.
Repetitive, but as well, like he was trying to see inside what was going on. It was quite bizarre. If there was, a lot of change in his routine, he'd be quite. I don't know. He increased the degree of rocking. So because he's very gentle, so whilst he wasn't aggressive or anything like that, you could tell when he was upset because he would, go like this all the time, quite fast and hum while he was doing it.
So he is not very adjusting to the changes in his life. Like, does he react when, when he is on holidays from school? That particular change, does it take longer for him to settle with any change in the routine?
Then, yes, yeah, definitely. I mean, he was just beside himself when he had to go to kindergarten for 2 days. He was just so upset. He was crying all the time, and he was just really, the rocking was just really pronounced.
With Charlie's condition, how long have you been on the treatment, on Jaya's treatment?
Since 2011, I think late 2011.
Yeah.
So nearly 2 years.
Yeah. How soon did you notice the shift in Charlie since you started Jaya's treatment?
I think within the first month I noticed changes. I mean, obviously because I think he was quite severe. I'm not sure because I don't exactly know what to compare it to, but I felt that he was quite severe. And within the first month, I was able to see changes. And there's been times where he's plateaued, but then he's gone back up, improved along the way.
Are you giving him any other therapies, like occupational therapy?
Yeah.
Or
Charlie goes to, or he was going to speech therapy because the teacher said that his speech wasn't where it should.
Get something outside.
Right, okay. Where it should be, and so, but the speech therapist basically were going every week, and now for the last year, she's only ever wanted to see us once a term because he's where he should be. Yeah.
To go get something
And
outside.
how about occupational therapy? So we were discussing about how the speech therapist and the occupational therapist were commenting about Charlie since you started Jayapathics.
Yeah. So the speech therapist, we were going once a week, and I think that went for about a year. And she basically said, look, he was where he needs to be after that year. So at the beginning of this year, and she'd done last year, she said, just come once a term. And so we haven't actually been for a term now, so he's doing really well. And the reports from his school are basically saying that he is in either above standard or in the range that is acceptable. And you know, like they've been working on him being able to work independently, whereas he wasn't able to work independently, and now he can.
Yes.
And in terms of the occupational therapist, he started with her when he was about 2.5. Again, because we used to go to Jimbaroo, and the people at Jimbaroo said, you need to see if you can help, you know, because Charlie he was there, but he wasn't really there. That was how they described it. And he's just finished with the OT now, so that was basically 3.5 years. And she said that we're now at point where we're just doing, he's got the main things all sorted, and now we're just fine tuning. So so greatly improved everywhere.
How confident do you feel with the Jaya's treatment protocols for Charlie?
Yeah, very confident. As I said, there were times there when he certainly did plateau, but he has been improving, you know, the whole way through.
And how do you actually feel about the treatment that's been given to him? Do you find it invaluable?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if I had have gone down the route of going the medical route, for want of a better word, I know that they would have just tried to give him tablets or whatever. And the whole thing with this treatment is that it's very empowering to both me as a parent and as to Charlie. It gives him some kind of control, whereas in the medical system they just try to take over and do it their way. So it's very subtle as opposed to in your face type stuff.
Have you recommended this Jayapathics treatment to others?
Yes, I have. I mean, Charlie goes to Wesley, and there are other kids there who are struggling with different types of things. I don't know exactly what they are, but they're certainly very similar to what Charlie had. And I've also recommended them for friends who have had problems with period pain and all that type of thing, where, you know, in some cases they've been on morphine, they're in so much pain. So, I recommend it to lots of people.
Thank you very much, Paula, for being on the interview, and I'm sure this will help a lot more people to see what you have experienced, so that they will choose to use the system of the treatment.
And I'd like to say thank you, because I think as a parent, no one can fully, unless you've gone through it yourself, fully comprehend the anxiety and the stress associated with having something, people say something's wrong with your child, and now Charlie is just really, normal. So thank you.
You're most welcome.